I recorded this video wanting it to be actually slow and clear. If it's too slow for you, you can watch it at a higher speed. I would suggest that you watch this video in its entirety the first time and then come back to sections that you need repeated. Timestamps are available in the description for your convenience. I recommend watching this video in the highest quality that you can choose in the settings. I'm picking up the end of my yarn with my right hand and placing it on top of the back of my left hand. I grab onto the yarn with my left thumb. With my right hand, I pull through the tail of the yarn to make it a little bit longer. I'm turning over my left hand while holding onto the yarn. With my right hand, I'm picking up the end of the yarn. On my left hand, I'm making a gap between my pointer and middle fingers. Now I'm using my right hand to wrap the yarn around the pointer finger of my left hand like this, and then again. I'm closing the fingers on my left hand to grab onto the end of the yarn. I'm inserting the hook under this bit here, under this bit here too, and under this bit as well. I grab on to this last bit there and I pull it through under here and under here. Now I've got a little loop on my hook. I'm going to reach with my hook and grab the yarn here and pull it through my loop. I'm removing the hook from my loop for now. Now I need to pull off this ring from my finger. It takes me several attempts because I made it quite tight and this is not a slippery type of yarn. The circle is no longer on my finger. I am now ready to start making stitches into the circle. To the left from the circle under my thumb is the part of the yarn that leads to the ball of wool. I'm inserting the hook back into the little loop. To control the tension of the yarn, I'm going to half wrap it around the index finger of my left hand. I intend to make 6 single crochet stitches inside the circle because that's the number that many patterns ask for. The number you need may be different. I'm sticking the hook through the middle of the circle. I'm reaching for the working end of the yarn with my hook, grabbing the yarn and pulling it through the middle of the circle. Now I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm reaching for the working end of the yarn again, grabbing it and pulling it through my 2 loops. Now I have 1 loop on my hook and I have just completed my first stitch. I'm picking up a stitch marker and I'm putting it through my first stitch under the V-shaped part to make it easier to find it later. I'm now making the second single crochet stitch. I stick the hook through the middle of the circle, reach for the yarn, grab it, and pull it through the middle of the circle so that I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm reaching for the yarn again, grabbing it, and pulling it through my 2 loops. I have now completed the second single crochet stitch inside the circle. I'm starting to make the 3rd stitch. The 3rd stitch is now complete and I'm starting the 4th single crochet stitch. The 4th stitch is complete and I'm starting the 5th stitch. The 5th stitch is now complete and I'm starting the 6th stitch. The 6th stitch is now complete. I'm taking a moment to inspect my magic circle. I can see the 2 loops, one here and one here. I need to find out which one of them can be moved. To do that, I'm picking up the short tail of my yarn with my left hand and holding on to the area where the 1st stitch is, just to protect it. I'm starting to pull the short tail of my yarn with my left hand. It takes more effort than one might be expecting, at least with this type of yarn. I can now see which loop is starting to move. I'm grabbing the loop that moved when I pulled on the tail, still holding on to that 1st stitch and starting to pull on that mobile loop. Again, this takes quite a bit of effort. As I'm pulling it, the other loop is getting smaller. If I noticed that instead of the other loop getting smaller, the tail of the yarn was getting shorter, I would stop and start pulling the loop in the other direction. My goal here is to make the other loop smaller, not shorten the tail of the yarn. As I continue to pull on the loop, the hole in the middle of this stitch donut is getting smaller and smaller. Now I need to get rid of this large loop. To do that, I'm grabbing the tail of the yarn with my left hand and I pull it. In this step, I also feel quite a lot of resistance from the yarn as I pull it. I have to pull it quite hard for it to move. I know many tutorials say tug lightly, and perhaps that is the case with some slippery threads, but this is 100% cotton thread that doesn't really want to slide very easily, so tugging it requires some effort. The loop is finally starting to get smaller. Now that my magic circle is tight, I'm ready to join my last single crochet stitch with the first one using a slip stitch. I'm adjusting my finger position to get better control of yarn tension. As a reminder, I will be working with the working end of the yarn. That is the end of the yarn that is connected to the ball of wool, not the short end. I'm removing the stitch marker while paying attention to where it was. I'm sticking the hook into the location where this stitch marker used to be. So under the V shape, which is the top of my first stitch. I'm reaching for the yarn, grabbing it, and pulling it through that first stitch. I now have 2 loops on my hook. Now I need to pull the loop on the left through the loop on the right. And this is my slip stitch done. I now have a very good looking magic ring with 6 single crochet stitches in it that are joined with a slip stitch. I'm now going to chain 1 to get my yarn to the right height for doing a second round of single crochet stitches. The second round is not going to be a part of this video because this video was about a magic circle which we have completed successfully. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment and subscribe to my channel. I'm thinking of maybe recording a whole series of slow and clear arts and crafts videos, and if it's something you might be interested in watching, I would love to know. Thank you for watching my video and have a wonderful day.